Today we will learn about the taxonomic ring family, an important category in biological classification that groups closely related genera together with easy examples and clear concepts. This lecture will make the idea of taxonomic families simple and memorable. Outlines. In this lecture, we will explore the family category in biological classification. We will learn the important characteristics of family, understand its significance in taxonomy, and study easy example for better understanding. Lecture outcomes. By the end of this lecture, students will be able to clearly define the taxonomic ring family and understand its position in biological classification. You will learn the important characters used to identify different families and differentiate between related groups such as genus and family. We will also classify organisms based on shared characteristics and explore real biological examples to understand the significance of family and taxonomy and evolutionary studies. Family category. In biological classification, family is placed immediately above genus and below order. It is considered as an important and mandatory taxonomic rank. A family includes one or more closely related genera that share similar characteristics. Organisms within the same family usually show common structural, evolutionary, and genetic features. For example, the family Felidae include genera such as Panthera, Felis, and Acinonyx and Lynx. Animals in this family share features like sharp canine teeth, retractable claws, and carnivorous lifestyle. So we can say that a family helps taxonomists group related genera based on their similarities and evolutionary relationship. तो इट्स वेरी सिंपल. फैमिली को बिल्कुल जिनस के ऊपर और ऑर्डर के नीचे, यानी जिनस और ऑर्डर के दरमियान ये रैंक पड़ा है और यहाँ पर इसको प्लेस किया जाता है. फैमिली में जितने भी जनरास होंगे उनमें रिलेटेड या सिमिलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होंगे और उनके कुछ एवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप भी होंगे. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल फैमिली फेलिडी है. फैमिली फेलिडी में पैंथेरा, फिलस, एसिनोनिक्स, पूमा और लाइनेक्स पाए जाते हैं. अब इन तमाम ऑर्गेनिजम्स में सिमिलरिटीज क्या है? एक तो शार्प कैनाइन टीथ्स हैं और इसके अलावा रिट्रैक्टेबल क्लॉज है इनमें, एंड इनका जो कार्निवोरस लाइफस्टाइल है, ये वो सिमिलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है जिसकी वजह से हम तमाम जनरा को एक फैमिली में रख सकते हैं. तो इट्स इज वेरी इजी कि फैमिली में वो जनरास होंगे जिनमें सिमिलरिटीज होंगे और एवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप भी उनके दरमियान होगा. गैप ऑफ फैमिली इन टेक्सोनोमी. A family contains one or more closely related genera. Again, there is inverse proportionality. When a family contains many genera, the differences between that family and related families usually become smaller. The gap will become less because more shared characteristics appear among them. On other hand, when a family contains fewer genera, the differences or gap between families become more obvious and distinct. Even though families may vary in size, all genera placed within the same family still share important common characteristics that justify their classification together. For example, the family Felidae include genera like Panthera, Felis, Puma, and Lynx. These genera share similar features such as sharp canine teeth, retractable claws, and carnivorous habits, which unite them into the same family. तो फैमिली में वही अगेन सेम इनवर्स प्रोपोर्शनलिटी है. अगर किसी फैमिली के अंदर मेनी क्लोजली रिलेटेड जेनरा हो तो उस फैमिली के, लाइक दिस इज फैमिली ए, और फैमिली बी में भी इसी तरह मेनी क्लोजली रिलेटेड जेनरा हो तो इनके दरमियान जो गैप है वो कम होता जाएगा. और अगर किसी फैमिली में, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल एक फैमिली सी है और एक फैमिली डी है और इनमें मेनी क्लोज रिलेटेड जेनरा नहीं है बल्कि इनमें बहुत कम जेनरा है, तो फिर उन दो फैमिलीज के दरमियान जो गैप होगा वो कम होता जाएगा. रीजन मैंने पहले भी आपको जेनस में बताई है कि जब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जिनरास यहाँ जमा होंगे फैमिली ए में और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जिनरास जमा होंगे फैमिली बी में, तो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स मोर एंड मोर सिमिलर हो जाएंगे। दैट्स वाई वो दो फैमिलीज के कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स भी सिमिलर होते जाएंगे और गैप उनमें कम होता जाएगा। और अगर दो फैमिलीज जिनके दरमियान जिनमें जनरास बहुत कम है, इसका मतलब है कि इनमें डिस्टिंक्शन और डिस्टिंक्टिवनेस बहुत ज्यादा होगी, उनमें डिफरेंसेस बहुत ज्यादा होंगी। कैरेक्टरिस्टिक वाइज उनकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एक दूसरे से बहुत बहुत मुख्तलिफ होंगी। इस वजह से उन दो फैमिलीज के दरमियान जो गैप है वो बहुत लार्ज होगा और बड़ा होगा। और ये हमने वैसे पढ़ लिया कि किसी भी फैमिली में, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम फैमिली फेरेडी की बात करें तो इसमें हम वो जनरा रखेंगे जिनकी शेयर्ड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हो। लाइक हमने पांथेरा, फेलिस, प्यूमा और लाइनेक्स के बारे में कहा कि इसकी जो इंडिविजुअल स्पीशीज है या इन जनरा के अंदर जो स्पीशीज हैं उनमें ये कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है कि एक तो वो कार्निवोर है, इनमें रिट्रैक्टेबल जॉज है और शार्प कैनाइन टीथ है इनमें। Family characters. Every family in taxonomy is recognized by certain adaptive characters that help its members survive in a particular adaptive zone or mode of life. For example, woodpeckers of the family Pecidae are adapted for climbing trees and picking wood. Leaf beetles of the family Chrysomelidae are adapted for feeding on leaves, while swallows of the family Hirundinidae are specialized for aerial life and catching insects during flight. The more distinct the adaptive zone of a family, the wider the gap between that family and other related families become. A family showing a large gap of characters is often considered evolutionarily older because its characteristics are ancient and well established. Such families may also have a wide geographical distribution across different parts of the world. तो फैमिली कैरेक्टर्स में पहली बात के एग्जांपल्स में आप देगा कि वो किसी खास एडाप्टिव जोन में रहते हैं और इनके अपने खास कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं। लाइक वुड पिकर्स, वो क्लाइंबिंग के लिए और पिकिंग एट वुड के लिए ज्यादा स्पेशलाइज्ड है। इसी तरह लीफ बीटल जो है क्रेसोमेलिडी फैमिली है, तो वो लीव्स पर फीडिंग करते हैं। स्वेलोज हेरेंडिनेडी जो फैमिली है वो एरियल मोड ऑफ लाइफ के लिए अडॉप्टेड है और वो इंसेक्ट पर फीडिंग करते हैं। अब जब दो फैमिलीज के अडॉप्टिव जोन में जितना ज्यादा डिफरेंस होगा, जितने उनकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स डिफरेंट होगा, उतना उस फैमिली का दूसरी फैमिली के साथ गैप भी ज्यादा होगा। और जिस फैमिली का गैप बाकी फैमिलीज के साथ बहुत ज्यादा है, और गैप इन सेंस ऑफ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स या उनका जो मोड ऑफ लाइफ है या उनकी जो एडॉप्टिव जोन है, वो जितना ज्यादा डिफरेंट होगा बाकी फैमिली से, उतनी वो फैमिली पुरानी होगी, ओल्ड फैमिली होगी और वो वाइडली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगी थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड। क्योंकि जो फैमिली बहुत पुरानी होगी तो इसका मतलब है कि वो वेल एस्टेब्लिश होगी और वो दुनिया के मुख्तलिफ जगहों पर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गए होंगे और मुख्तलिफ डेवलप्ड जोन में एंटर हो गए होंगे, और इसलिए वो वाइड जो जियोग्राफिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है उनका ज्यादा होगा, वो ज्यादा वाइडर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगे थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड। Significance of family category. The family category is considered very important in taxonomy because families are often widely distributed throughout the world. For example, an entomologist studying a family in one country can usually recognize the same family in another region because members share similar characters, body structures, and ecological adaptations. For example, a family identified in Europe may also be recognized in Asia, Africa, America, or Australia. This happens because organisms within the same family possess common features and often occupy similar ecological niches. So, even though a family may contain many genera and species, the family can still be identified easily due to shared characteristics. Therefore, the family category is very important, very useful for taxonomists to identify organisms and understanding their distribution across the world. Let's study an example to understand the importance of the family category more clearly. The family Cerambycidae, also commonly known as longhorn beetles, is recognized by its long or elongated antennae. Members of this family also share similar body structure, ecological habits, and feeding behavior. Most of this species family occupy similar ecological niches, such as feeding on wood or plant tissue. Because of these common features, zoologists can quickly identify and group them into the same family. The family category is important because it helps in easy identification, understanding evolutionary relationship, studying ecology, and explaining the worldwide distribution of organisms. Thus, families provide a simple and practical way to organize biodiversity and understand relationship among living organisms. Subdivision of families. In taxonomy, a family can further be divided into smaller or larger groups to make classification more accurate and organized. These groups are called superfamilies and subfamilies. A superfamily is a taxonomic rank placed above the family level. It groups together several closely related families that share important common characters and evolutionary relationships. On the other hand, a subfamily is a rank placed below the family level. It divides a large family into smaller groups that have even more similarities. For example, the superfamily Aphidoideae includes insects commonly known as aphids. Coccoideae includes scale insects, and Gyroideae includes water striders. These subdivisions help taxonomists understand natural relationships, improve classification accuracy, and study the evolutionary connections among organisms more effectively. Subfamilies. A subfamily is a taxonomic rank placed below the family level. It is used to divide a large family into smaller groups that share even more similar characteristics. Subfamilies help taxonomists make classification more precise and also help in understanding evolutionary relationship among closely related organisms. For example, in birds, we study groups such as warblers, flycatchers, and shrikes. These birds belong to different taxonomic groups, but each show distinctive features and adaptations. Warblers are usually small insect-eating birds known for their active movement and melodious songs. Flycatchers are specialized for catching insects during flight. Shrikes are recognized by their strong hook beaks and predatory behavior. Thus, the concept of subfamilies helps scientists study the diversity of life, compare related organisms, and organize biodiversity in a more natural and scientific way. Families in taxonomy can be identified by using a taxonomic key, especially a dichotomous key. A taxonomic key is a tool that helps scientists identify organisms step by step by comparing their observable characters. At each step, the key provides two alternative choices, and selecting the correct choice guides us toward the correct family. For example, if an insect has wings present, we move to the next step. If its four wings are hardened, forming structures called elytra, the organism may belong to the family Carbaidae, the ground beetles. If the four wings are not hardened, the organism may belong to another family such as Muscadidae, the houseflies. Thus, taxonomic keys are very important for accurate identification, studying biodiversity, understanding evolutionary relationships, and reducing confusion in classification. By careful observing characters and following the correct pathway, scientists can identify organisms in a simple and systematic way. तो फैमिली की आइडेंटिफिकेशन हम कीज के थ्रू करेंगे टेक्सोनॉमिक कीज के थ्रू। इसमें तरीका ये है कि फर्स्ट आपने अपने ऑर्गेनिज्म को केयरफुली स्टडी करना है, ऑब्जर्व करना है। उसके बाद आप जो की के अंदर स्टेटमेंट्स दिए गए हैं उनको देखना है। आपने उनमें से करेक्ट मैच, जो आपके ऑर्गेनिज्म के साथ करेक्ट मैच है, वो चूज करना है। आपने फर्दर इंस्ट्रक्शन जो है वो स्टेप बाय स्टेप फॉलो करने हैं और आखिर में आपको अपनी फैमिली मिल जाएगी। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मेरे पास ये दो इंसेक्ट्स हैं। अब मैं देखता हूँ की में पहला स्टेटमेंट है विंग्स प्रेजेंट, तो मैं देखता हूँ कि इसमें विंग्स प्रेजेंट है। यस, विंग्स आर प्रेजेंट, तो दिस इज करेक्ट वन। द सेकंड चॉइस है विंग्स एब्सेंट, तो नहीं, मेरे वाले में विंग्स प्रेजेंट है, तो ये मैं क्रॉस करूंगा। जो मेरे पास इंसेक्ट्स हैं उसमें विंग्स प्रेजेंट है। अब सेकंड की तरफ मूव करेंगे। फोर विंग्स हार्ड, इसके जो फोर विंग्स हैं क्या वो सख्त हैं, हार्ड हो गए हैं या नहीं, जिसको इलाइट्रा कहते हैं। तो इस एक इंसेक्ट में मैं देखता हूं कि इसके जो विंग्स है ये हार्ड हो गए हैं, तो इसके सामने ये लिखा हुआ है कि ये फैमिली कार्बेडी है। अब दूसरी चॉइस है कि फोर विंग्स नॉट हार्डेड, तो जो मेरे पास दूसरा इंसेक्ट है इसके विंग्स सॉफ्ट है, वो हार्डेड नहीं है, और ये फैमिली मस्केडी है। तो इस तरीके से हम आइडेंटिफिकेशन करते हैं, और आइडेंटिफिकेशन हमें जो ऑर्गेनिज्म है उनको करेक्ट तरीके से, सही तरीके से स्टडी करने का मौका फराहम करते हैं, और इसके थ्रू हम प्रॉपर एंड एक्यूरेट आइडेंटिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं कि इसके थ्रू। The famous scientist Carl Linnaeus, known as the father of modern taxonomy, did not originally recognize family as a separate taxonomic category. During Linnaeus' time in 1758, there was no need for an intermediate category between genus and order, because only a limited number of organisms were known to scientists. At that time, Linnaeus recognized only about 312 genera, and these were enough to classify the animal species known to him. As scientific knowledge increased and more organisms were discovered, taxonomists realized that additional categories were needed to organize organisms more accurately. This led to the introduction of the family category and other intermediate taxonomic ranks. Today, the family category plays an important role in showing natural relationships, improving classification, and understanding the evolutionary connections among organisms. For example, the domestic dog belongs to the genus Canis, family Canidae, and order Carnivora, and class Mammalia. This hierarchical arrangement makes biological classification more systematic and easier to understand. The family category was formally recognized during the 19th century as scientific knowledge about animals continued to increase. As more and more organisms were discovered, scientists realized that an intermediate category was needed between genus and order to organize organisms more accurately. This led to the establishment of the family category and biological classification. Today, the family category plays an important role in understanding natural relationships, biodiversity, and evolutionary connections among organisms. By the end of the 19th century, scientists had recognized around 1700 animal families. Later estimates by Mayer suggested approximately 5,600 families of metazoans and about 580 protozoan families, making a total of 6,200 families. This shows how the growth of scientific knowledge expanded and refined biological classification over time. Thank you, students, for joining this lecture on the family category and taxonomy. I hope this session helped you better understand the importance, classification, and identification of families and biological systematics. If you found this lecture helpful, please like, subscribe, and share the channel with your friends to support more educational contents. You can also ask your question in the comment section. I would love to interact with you and help clarify your concepts. Thank you once again and keep learning.